So the other day, one of my friends and I were talking, and he was telling me how he is now a vegan. Sorry, I mean, my former friend is now a vegan. Alright, so he was telling me that there's this organization that he now supports and he gives all of his money away to, which is called PETA. The purpose of PETA is to give animals a voice, to which I say, that seems nice, alright? But turns out that PETA isn't that good of an organization. Alright? And then I begin wondering, do animals really need a voice? I mean, all they really do is just eat and die, right? Then I thought to myself, I should make a new organization. KETA. Keyboard Enterprise Technology Association, where keyboards are given their voice. To kick off this organization, what I'm doing is I'm teaching you guys how to give your keyboard a voice to talk. So the way we will be building the software is that each time a person clicks on a key, it will simply make a sound. This way, when users use their keyboard, they will be impacted by the way their keyboard expresses itself. Not like that. The first thing we need to do is plan out our project. So this is what I think is a very good idea. We're going to click a button. The button's going to get picked up by some code that's going to listen for keyboard collisions. And once a collision has occurred, it's going to launch our audio. All right, so for the sake of this project, I'm just going to use a simple MP3 audio file. This is because MP3 is used for audio, and it's compatible with most libraries. So just make a MP3 file with like the sound you want played, and let's now jump into the code. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do when we start coding is import our libraries. We will be using two libraries. One is PyInput and the other one is Pygame. All right, so PyInput is this wrapper from a C library, I believe, that basically is able to detect keyboard movements. All right, so we're going to go from PyInput, import. We're going to import key, and we're going to capital key, and we're going to import listener. Okay, so what the listener is going to do is basically constantly listen for keystrokes, and each time there is a keystroke, we will be doing something. And the key is what the keystroke is going to be equal to. All right, so like if the key is escape, it will be escape. Okay, so the way that I'm going to build this project is that I'm going to also have a fail switch, because sometimes when using PyInput, you can't actually just hit Control-C and exit out. So I want there to be an exit button, which is going to be my escape key. If you're coding this and don't want to make that, well, go ahead. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is set up our listener. Okay, or no, the next thing we're going to have to do is import another library from Pygame. So from Pygame, import mixer. All right. So mixer is usually used in like video games to like play the audio, but we can use it here too. All right. So now we will set up our listener. So with listener, so we're grabbing the listener that we imported from PyInput. All right, as listener, and then what's going to happen is that we're going to listener.join. Okay, so right now what's happening is that I've set up an instance of listener, and I set it equal to the variable listener, which is just with a capital L. And what happens is that each time the listener is used, it's going to join it back into the main instance. All right, so this way we can actually detect if any sorts of changes in keystrokes have occurred. The next thing we're going to do is create two functions. One is called onPress, which is equal to onPress, and onRelease, which is equal to, well, onRelease. Okay, so let's first make our onPress function. Def onPress, and onPress will take the key that we'll take the key. All right, the key is simply just a keystroke. All right, so that's supplied by the library, so we don't have to actually specify it. Okay, and we also need to create our on release, so def on release, and we're also going to specify the key argument. Okay, so as explained before, we don't actually need to specify the key value. That's because when we use listener, and each time we get a keystroke, that will be our key. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is print out the key value. I'm doing this so that when we need to debug, we can actually check to see what the value is. Also because it looks pretty cool, if I'm going to be honest. All right, pressed, and it's going to be dot format the given key. Okay, so yeah, all I'm doing is that I'm taking the given key and I'm just inserting it into that string and then printing out the string. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is initialize my mixer. So mixer.init. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is mixer.music.load. And we're going to load our MP3 file that you can see is right over here. Okay, and that is audio.mp3. All right, the next thing we're going to just do is play our audio. So mixer.play. Okay, or wait, mixer.music.play, yeah, because we're playing music. Okay, and also we just want to check to see if our key is an escape key, because if it's an escape key, we want to check to see if it's false. So if the key is equal to key dot escape. Okay, so now we're no, whoops, what happened? Oh, sorry. Yeah, key dot escape. Then we're just going to return false. So by returning false, the entire it's basically going to crash the listener and exit us out of it. So what we're doing now is that when we press the button on our keyboard, it's going to print out what button was pressed, and then it's going to play the audio. When it's released, it's going to then check to see if it's the escape key, and if it is, it's just going to exit out of the program. All right, now I'm not sure if OBS actually records audio, but for the sake of this, I'm going to just stream it from my headphones, so the audio is not going to be that clear. But if you're doing this project by yourself, you should be able to see it, or you should be able to do it by yourself. Okay? Cannot import key from Pi input. Oh, it's Pi input dot keyboard. Okay, so all right, so right now it's listening for our keys. Okay, so right now it's not doing anything at all. Now let's see what happens when I click a button, like the S button. Ow, ow, ow. So yeah, as you can see, we've now successfully given ow, ow. Yeah. As you can see, I hope you guys were able to hear that. If not, well, try it yourself, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. But as you can see, we've now successfully given our keyboard a voice, and now it can display its gratitude towards me and how it truly feels. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you comment down your favorite part of the video. Hope you guys like, share, and subscribe. Have a nice day.